Hello, hello. Welcome, friends. Welcome. I'm so excited to introduce you today for the second time to our author, Vida Gecas. Hi, Vida.
Hi, Miriam. It's so nice to see you and to be with you too today.
Yes, welcome back. We're celebrating another great children's book. How are you feeling today?
I'm very excited. I'm very happy with the first book, but this book is very special to me. So I'm so happy to put it out there.
Yes. So let's show everybody your brand new book and please tell them the title.
So have a good trip, Lucky.
There it is.
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. So can you tell everybody what is this book about and who is it for?
So first off, I am a recently retired U.S. Department of State diplomat and a federal law enforcement officer with the Diplomatic Security Service, and I'm also an Army veteran. So I got the idea for this book as I was getting ready to retire. So this is actually the second book in a dog diplomat adventure series. And the book is inspired by my true life rescue dog, Lucky, who found me when I was posted to the U.S. Embassy in Conakry, Guinea, in West Africa. And this book, so basically, after finding his two adopted families, me and his U.S. Embassy family, Lucky is happy with his friends and living a very happy life. And unfortunately, as those in the Foreign Service and military service know, things can happen and change very quickly. Lucky's diplomat mom receives new orders to go to work. She has to go, she's being transferred back to the United States to Washington, D.C. headquarters. So, in this second book, Lucky is about to embark on his first overseas move. It's definitely geared for children to read on their own in the third and fourth grade. So definitely from about 7 to 10. If they're younger, you'll have to help them a little bit with the words.
Oh, I mean, and it's such so special to sit with your grandchild or child and just share those moments and read to them, and then discuss the importance in the book of the book or just the fun things about the book. So, what is it that you hope that parents and kids will take away from this book?
Well, this is again truly special because it truly honors the family members who support the foreign service and
Mhm.
military. And it has three important themes. First is finding your inner courage. When we are presented with a big challenge or a problem, we all have to find our inner courage and start the process. And
Mhm.
that process doesn't end when you're just a child. It
Right.
continues all the way through your adulthood. And we all know that feeling when you have this big challenge in front of you. You have to find your inner courage and start the process and going over that hill to accomplish your goal. So, one, finding your inner courage. Two is love. Lucky in this particular story, Lucky is separated from his mom for a short time. So Lucky's mom makes arrangements for Lucky to stay with her sister's family in the United States until she can come home and rejoin him. So Lucky meets new family members, but he also realizes that even though his mom is not physically there, she's still taking care of him and loving him even from far away. So those adults who have children in lives, at times you do have to leave them. You have
Mhm.
to leave them because of work or school or camps, but you're not out of the picture. You're still physically taking care of them. And it's important for children, they get to know that concept. And lastly, the true meaning of home. Home is not just a house, a building, or a place. It is really the friends and family that are there. And through his journey, Lucky learns that really having your friends and family, you can be home wherever you are in the world.
Yes. Oh, Vida, so beautiful. I truly enjoyed the book, and of course, all of these beautiful themes that you're talking about, and also. I learned as an adult about diplomatic dogs and the diplomatic life. So let's talk a little bit about
Mm.
that and the importance of having that in children's books, because I really have not seen it before. So I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad that you're
Thank you.
putting that in books, and kids and adults are going to learn from it. So can we talk about that for a couple minutes?
Yes, yes. So this, it does. So I was a US diplomat, and a lot of people do not understand that life, or also international life. There are a lot of companies that also people live all over the world. And but particularly being a part of an embassy of any country, I have many diplomatic friends also from the United States and other countries. And it's very misunderstood because in the
Mm,
television and the movies, they really depict diplomatic life and embassies very differently from what it is.
mm,
One, for all countries, really, you're stationed all over the world. Sometimes you're in Paris or London, but a lot of times you're in smaller countries and smaller posts.
mhm,
So there they can be sometimes more challenging because traveling there takes longer. Getting there, there's more differences sometimes from your culture to the culture that you're in. And, it's very important when you're in that type of lifestyle. It's hard for, I think, even for adults, but for children to find out more information of how they belong and what kind of challenges they go through. Because it's a good life. I even have a section in it explaining that really your family is a group, you're an adventure family, and you're bringing friendship to all parts of the world by sharing your cultures. And today, regardless of social media, I think it's important for children to see not just themselves in this part, but to bring it to a much larger
mhm.
perspective and to look at the world in a bigger view.
Yes, so important. I love the book and the information you have in the book, the glossary, the teaching
Mhm.
moments, all of that. Would you hold the book up one
Yes.
more time? I want to let you know, friends, that this book is available today on Amazon. So make sure to go grab a copy of this book. It's a beautiful book to share. The holidays are just around the corner. I always think it's
Mhm.
so neat to be able to just put it in a stocking, or I just think every child this Christmas, this holiday should receive a book, right? We buy them so many other things, but books are something that will stay with them. The stories will stay with them. Those special moments that you spend with them, reading the book, talking about the book will stay with them. So make sure to go to Amazon and grab a copy of the book. You've got the soft cover, but it's there in
Mhm.
hardcover and ebook format. Thank you, Vida.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, so this is the second children's book that you've published, the
Mhm.
second book in the series. What inspired you to write another book? I know you've told us a little bit, but was there
Mhm.
a moment of inspiration? Yes.
Yes. So this is Lucky's first book. Lucky Puppy Finds Two Families. So this is sort of how my life with Lucky all started when he was just a puppy and I adopted him. And I really felt that it was very important to continue Lucky's story
Hmm.
because after his adoption, he found a wonderful home, but because of my life as a diplomat, he traveled the world with me. So this story is just the beginning of Lucky's travels. And I felt it was truly important because I wanted to really honor the family and friends that support us. Because without, I moved in 32 years 25 times, some of them very short moves, some longer moves, but that's a lot of challenge and changes in your life, and more so even for children. But
Mm,
I thought it was very important because these family members are so important because they allow me and other diplomats, law enforcement, all the military, our family members allow us to do our jobs to our community and our country. And without them, we would not be able to accomplish our important work. So it's really a tribute to them. So I
Hmm.
wanted to make sure that they were included. And in this book, I want to thank my family, because there's actually some of the members of my family in the book, because again, they helped me throughout my entire career. So
Beautiful. That's so special. Thank you, Vida. So
thank
let's
you.
talk a little bit about you as an author now for the second time.
Mhm.
How would you say the process was different this second time than it was the first time?
Well, I think the process itself was definitely a lot easier, because I have already done the first time, and I understood
Hmm.
the process, the writing, the editing, the publishing side, getting the first steps out there. So that was much easier. I think one of the things, because you still are going to have these little hiccups beyond, no, there's these little challenges that sometimes, the
For
bumps in the
sure.
road, that happen not due to anyone else's, just because there's always challenges in the world, but there's always hiccups along the way. I always have to remember, even from my former job, just if there's little hiccups, you got to keep continuing, develop a little plan B, and just keep going so you can, stay on track. But definitely was much easier. And thank you again to you and your team. You're professional, and your expertise really is very helpful.
Well, our pleasure, of course. So let's talk about those challenges a little bit. What would you say was the biggest challenge when writing this book, the second book?
I think sometimes, so they're still like on the electronic side of getting onto Amazon. There, I still have some
Mm,
issues with the Amazon side. Don't let that stop you. Just that there was, I think, I love my illustrator, Lisa Alderson, but sometimes with the distance and because of all the holidays, there were some
mm,
little hiccups. Nothing huge. We stayed on target. There were some other just little hiccups along the way, and you just have to continue to work through them. And
for
again,
sure.
not to anybody's fault, but just because of some of the challenges. Technology is wonderful until there's a little hiccup or something goes wrong. So
Yes.
nothing
Yeah.
large, but you just have to go, just don't focus on it, and focus on how to get out, to make a little plan B, divert, and come back.
And that's truly why I asked that question, because challenges will arise for your first book, second book, and beyond. Little challenges, right? And it's learning from those and moving on to the next step, or like you said, having a plan B. So, okay, Vida, this is your second children's book out.
Mhm.
How does it feel to be a two-time children's book author?
Well, it's really exciting. I'm so happy. One of the most rewarding things, I mean, I think, Miriam, you know this too, because you've written several books. There were so many people very happy with the first book, when I'm going out right now and trying and marketing the second book,
Hmm.
and so many people are so excited to hear, that read the first book, and they're so excited to hear and see Lucky's second book. So that makes it very rewarding, because people who are, love the book and they understand the message. So I think that is the most rewarding part of everything, that they're also very genuinely excited to continue to hear about Lucky's story.
Oh,
So
that's so great. That's so great. I saw there's a sticker, a medallion on
Mhm.
that first
Yeah.
book. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, I got there's one on reader's favorite on the first one, and this has gotten actually several awards and things. I've just started on this one, but he also got reader's favorite, the 5-star book
Oh,
review
excellent.
too. So
Oh, to
yeah.
be able to say you're an award-winning children's book, that's special. So, okay, so now what advice do you have for an author who has maybe published their first book and is thinking about publishing their second book?
Well, I think for the writing and publishing process, no matter what, it's always the first step, and it can be a little, I don't know, daunting, or do I really want to do a second book, or what, I went through
Hmm.
the first one, but if you still have an idea, I think it's very important. I think a lot of authors say this, start writing and start the process and getting moving forward. Because if you have an idea, it's important for you to bring out your idea into the world. because there are other people going through either the same issue or the same problem or challenge, and that book can resonate with somebody. So it's
Hmm.
important to at least start. And secondly, I think after the first book, the marketing phase is huge. And
Yes.
don't be afraid. I after the first book, I did work with other authors and some colleagues, but don't be afraid to ask people that you know to help you in the process, because definitely other authors, but from my workforce, from my world, there are so many people that support you, and to just ask for that support. I
Oh.
received testimonials from two of my very good friends and colleagues that are also retired, and they're on to their own businesses, RJ Bent and Christopher Stitt. So they're both very successful, and they both provided testimonials, and they're both just huge supporters of mine. So asking people to help you, don't be afraid. There are going to be some people that will tell you no, and that's for sure. As you're going through meeting at libraries and stores, don't get defeated. Just, if it's not for them, there's going to be somebody out there that you're going to get to support you, and just keep trying. And I think keep learning, because there's so
Hmm.
much learning process. It does not stop when the book comes out, and even as you're marketing, just keep learning, keep growing.
Hmm. Well, those are two great pieces of advice for all authors, I think, right? Definitely
Mhm,
ask, look for the
mhm,
supporters, look for the people that are willing to
mhm.
help because there are so many out there. And if somebody says no, it's okay. It's not personal. And
Yep.
then, yeah, yeah, great
Mhm,
advice, Vida. I want to remind everybody if you could please hold both
mhm.
books up, that
Oh,
both of these books are available on Amazon now.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
over the holidays, even right now, go grab a copy of both of these books and share it with the children in your life. These are different conversations to have with the kids. And again, it's a fun book, but there's also so much teaching. Vida has several pages in the back that talks about the life of a diplomat dog and what to do, even if you are in different countries, right?
Mhm,
What to do, ways to stay connected. I actually really love those pages,
mhm.
Vida. So besides going to Amazon, everybody's going to go
Mhm,
there today to purchase the books, but where
mhm.
else can they find you?
Well, I actually looked on, it's available on Barnes and Noble and even Walmart and
Mm.
Target. It's also available. I looked for some of my international friends. It's on Amazon UK and Amazon
Hmm.
in France. So it's on a lot of different platforms. And especially, you can also go to my website and you can contact me there as well.
Oh, and what is your website, Vida?
My website is www.limebooks, Laime books.com.
Okay, excellent. Very good. Very good. Vida, before we go, well, first of all, congratulations.
Mhm.
I hope you have so
Yeah.
much fun today on your book launch day. But before we go, is there anything else you want to share or anything you wish I
Mhm.
would have asked you?
Well, definitely, again, I want to thank, first of all, Miriam, you and your team. Again, so wonderful working with all of you again, and to Kershid and everybody for all of your support. I also, again, want to thank my family and my friends. I'm so helpful through my career and even through the book. Thank you. And I also wanted to highlight the Foreign Service Youth Foundation and Hemispheres Academy. Those are two organizations that I collaborated with, and they were my first book reviewers. But most importantly, the children, they helped in drafting the glossary section. So this is advice from
Mm.
kids to kids. The kids that are in these organizations, they are currently living overseas with their families because of work. Either they're in the embassy, the diplomatic community, or the military, or international business. So it's advice from kids to kids, and they brought up ideas they didn't actually quite think of. So thank you to both of those organizations.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Well, friends, thank you so much for being here. Vida, thank you for writing another amazing book. And Vida, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye bye.